afternoon, everyone. My names are Mr. Henry Mwaba. I'm the ventilation engineer for many body. Keywords, we have ventilation. Ventilation is, in general, we can say that is the way of taking fresh air underground and taking out the used air up. Number two, fans. Fans are the ones we use to take air underground or take air out. Then number three is the re-entry period. Re-entry period, that is the time between the time when you blast and the time when the fumes do clear. Then toxic gases, these are dangerous gases that are produced underground, maybe through blasting, also by the vehicles and the other maybe rotten stuff. Then number five, blasting schedule. Blasting schedule, that is the table or timetable which is made whereby we do follow to blast from level to level in a safe way. Then number six, raise. Raise, that is an opening which we make going up or going down through which we pass air. Then intake air, that is the fresh air which we take through the shafts going down, and also we're taking it to where men are working. Then return air, that is the used air which comes from underground and come to surface. Then dust. Dust is anything that is produced by crashing or maybe by vehicles when they are passing. Then temperature. Temperature is the hotness and the coldness of a body or a mine. Then relative humidity, that is the amount of water in the air or in the environment. Then MRA, it means main return airway. So this is the path which we use for underground. All the air which is used, then collected, and then taken in one way so that it can go up to surface. Then vent seal is any blockage which we use to prevent air from being lost or being polluting the fresh air. Then vent duct. Vent duct is an item which we connect to a fan so that the air can reach at a distance from where the fan is. Then upcast shaft. Upcast shaft is a shaft which we make in such a way that all the collected air from underground is taken up through this shaft. This shaft, we put even the big fans on surface to draw the air up. Downcast shaft, that is the opposite to upcast shaft. That is the one we use to take air down, like the service shaft there, as well as the rock shaft. Then natural ventilation. Natural ventilation, it's the system of taking air down and up minus using the fans. Then mechanical ventilation, that is the ventilation which we use now when we are using mechanical fans. Then adequate ventilation, that is the way to take enough air underground so that men are working effectively. Then mining regulation, that is rules and standards which are used to control the mining system in a safe way. The organograph, that is the members of staff which we have at the manual body. We have the manager, we have the assistant manager, we have the ventilation manager, and we have the ventilation engineer, and we have 2 ventilation officers. Then for southeast body, we have a manager, a deputy manager, ventilation engineer, and 2 ventilation engineers, 2 ventilation officers. This is the map for our main body. Our main body has 2 fans. We have one on the northern side, which is the number 1 shaft. And we have another one in the open pit at number 5 shaft. They draw air from the same level, which is 185. We control the air by suspending one of the sets of the fans. Then this is southeast body ventilation system. This is the service and this is the rock shaft. So they take fresh air underground. Then this one and this one, these are ventilation raises. or shafts. Here we have big fans. We come here where we are saying a brief history of ventilation. Here we wanted to see how ventilation came in. Because in the olden days, we had no ventilation the way we have it at the moment. So we are saying, what is ventilation? The process by which clean, fresh air is intentionally provided for breathing, diluting heat, or diluting gases, or diluting dust for any building or a mine. So we are saying there is one person called Macpherson of New Wales University in the UK. In his reproduction, he said that ventilation is sometimes described as the livelihood of the mine. He further stated that the intakes are like the arteries of the heart that carry the oxygen to different parts of the workings, and the returns act like heart veins that take all the pollutants away to be expelled outside. What led to the idea of establishing or starting ventilation? The increasing slaughter of men, women, and children in British coal mines as a result of explosions and fires eventually served as a major impetus or force to drive the development of the science of underground ventilation in the mines. It is believed that the need to establish ventilation circuits with intake and return airways was understood and practiced by the Greeks. In Roman times, slaves were used to provide ventilation using palm trees. Number 4, fire was sometimes used to induce airflow in underground tunnels. Then number 5, horses and humans were used previously to assist making fans and provide air movement. So we come to general principles of ventilation. Mine ventilation works on 2 general principles, and these are the first general principle of mine ventilation in underground mine is that fresh air enters the system through one or more downcast shaft heads, drifts, or other connections from surface. Air flows along intake airways to the working sections where a majority of the pollutants are added to the air. These include dust, heat, and many potential hazards and toxic flammable gases, as well as humidity and radiations are also controlled by this system of sending fresh air. The second general principle is that contaminated air passes through an independent system known as the return airway to surface via the main shaft return fans. Then we come to heat, sources of heat underground, human metabolism. So there are different sources of heat which are produced underground, and here they are saying the first one, us humans, when we are underground there, as we are breathing and as we are sweating, we add the heat to the air. Number 2, machinery and lighting. Blasting also, when we blast, blasting produces heat. Then auto compression shafts, they are saying at every kilometer we had 10 degrees to the air. The air starts getting hotter and hotter the deeper it goes. Then virgin rock temperature. Virgin rock temperature, that is the temperature which we do find in a rock. Then we go to the last one, underground water. Then we go to dust. We can say the sources of dust are drilling. When we are drilling with vehicles and the other machines, we produce dust and it is added to the environment underground. Then blasting also does produce dust. Then loading of ore into cars as well as maybe into vehicles, they also add dust into the environment. Even the hauling, then crushing and the grinding, we go to gases, sources of gases. Gases, they do come from blasting as well as underground vehicles as well as rotten materials. Fire also brings these toxic gases into the atmosphere. Then the types of ventilation, there are two types of ventilation. We have natural ventilation, moving fresh air naturally through buildings or underground without using the machines. Then mechanical also we did explain there, that is providing air with the help of machines underground. Then mechanical ventilation is applied on a larger extent in underground mines and on a lesser extent in surface. Then we are saying ventilation versus production. When temperatures are high, mining productivity becomes low. So here they are saying when in an area where we have high temperatures, it means then there is so much heat in the atmosphere. Eventually our mine's performance will be less and the production will go down. So number 14, mining regulations. The Guide to Mining Regulation, also known as the Bible of the Zambian mining industry, or Regulation 902, considers ventilation to be adequate if it ensures that the amount of oxygen in the body of the air is not less than 19%. It has to ensure that carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrous fumes, and sulfur dioxide and hydrogen sulfide in the body of the air do not exceed the quantities set out against each gas. Dilutes or removes any harmful dust so that the amount of such dust in the general body of the air conforms to the requirements prescribed from time to time by the chief inspector. Working conditions free from dangerous temperatures at high relative humidities in general body of the air. Provides any diesel units with not less than 0.5 cubic meters of air per kilowatt for the purpose of diluting or removing any toxic gas or fumes in the general body and where such diesel units operate. Then we come to legal limits. So in general, there are legal limits that are set for underground environment. Legal threshold limits for gases, dust, and temperatures are as tabulated below. Carbon dioxide, we have 7,500 ppm. And carbon monoxide, it's 100 ppm in the environment. Then nitrous fumes, it is at 10 ppm. So this one is the most dangerous also where blasting is concerned. Sulfur dioxide is 20 ppm. Hydrogen sulfide is 20 ppm. So maximum permitted for dust using a Casella machine. So this one they are saying it should not go beyond 1.050 milligrams per cubic meters for any phase where men are working. Then maximum allowable limit for temperature, we have a weighing hygrometer where we have two tubes. One tube has a cloth which is weighted. It is wet with water. So that one controls for us to see the relative humidity, to see the amount of water in the atmosphere. So that is the one which they are saying it should not go beyond 31. Then the dry one, that is the one which has no cloth. For this one, they are saying the temperature should not go beyond 37. Then we come to common mine gases. Common mine gases, as we said earlier on, are carbon dioxide, which is colorless, odorless, tasteless, and it is explosive. So this one, you can't see it and you can't smell it, then you can't taste it. Then it absorbed 300 times faster than oxygen. It dissolves quickly in a liquid, more than even oxygen can do. Then nitrous fumes, this is reddish, brown, non-explosives. 2 to 8 hours after exposure, lung inflammation. Then sulfur dioxide is colorless, irritating gas, very poisonous even in small quantities. Then hydrogen sulfide, that is colorless, has the smell of bad egg, kills senses of smell, severe lung damage, and sudden death in high concentration. Then hydrogen, colorless, tasteless, odorless. Life is in danger at 25%. Sudden death in high concentration. Number 17, effects of poor ventilation. We have no proper ventilation. These are the results which we may have as minors. Heat stroke is the most serious of all heat-related illnesses and must be treated correctly to prevent permanent damage. Then heat exhaustion is the most common heat-related disorder for which treatment is sought. Then dehydration. Dehydration is the system of us losing water. Then body or muscle cramps. Then heat rash. Then number 18, re-entry period. Re-entry period is the time set between blasting and the time when the fumes will be removed from the area. This diagram, it is showing us how we can conduct maybe our blasting so that we see how the re-entry period is. So if this is the case, then the first person to start blasting will be the one below here. Then next, it's this one who is going to blast. Next is this one. Next is that one. So that all men are safe. After blasting, they have to wait for a certain period of time. If it is 1 hour, they wait for 1 hour. Then they go into the area and start working. Then 19 types or classes of fans. These are different types of classes of fans that are used in underground in order to effectively or adequately provide enough air to workers, as we shall learn later. What is the fan? As we said earlier on, is a machine that takes the air down or forces the air where men are working. Then we have main fans. Main fans are the ones we have on surface. These they help us to draw air from down. Eventually, they force the air through our service shaft and the rope shaft to go down, to go and replace the removed air by the fan. We have axial flow fans and we have centrifugal fans. So this is an axial flow fan. When the air comes from underground, it passes through a motor, then it goes up to surface. This is the one they are saying, this is a centrifugal fan. This one which takes air at 180 degrees, just straight, to pass through the motor. All the water, all the moisture, they pass through the motor. But for this one, they thought twice. They prevented the water and all the moistures and the air from passing into the motor. The motor is installed here. Then there is a rod like this. It goes here where it has the scoopers. The scoopers, they scoop the air at 90 degrees. So when the air is coming from here, it will reach here, then it will be scooped up to the atmosphere. So as a result, the motor is protected from the moisture. That is the difference. And you find that this one, it may take close to 50 years minus problems. But for this one, you will be changing from time to time because water vapor is passing through the motor. Conclusion, booster fans. These are fans installed underground to assist the main ventilation fans by boosting up primary ventilation current where effect of flow of air flow from the main fans have reduced. When the main fans are taking air down, now when we want to reach our main, we install some big fans to blow the air to our main, or to assist the main fans by removing the air quickly so that the air can pass through our main. These are what we say booster fans. Then auxiliary fans. Auxiliary fans are those small fans which we install to give ventilation to our main. Then these are some of the instruments which we use in ventilation. This is the one I was saying, the thermometers. One with a cloth, the other one dry, to give us the two temperatures so that we can calculate for relative humidity or the amount of air which is in the environment. Then we have this one is a vein anemometer. This one we use it to measure speed. Then this one is a distance meter or distometer. This one we use it for measuring the width as well as the height of the haulage, so that we can calculate how much air is passing through the haulage using the velocity or speed which we got from this machine with that. Then this one is the gas detector machine, which we use to see if the area is not contaminated with toxic gases. Then in conclusion, we are saying mining is a business whose aim is to keep operational costs as low as possible, and production can only be achieved with a good and well-planned ventilation system that will ensure that both men and machinery operate with less difficulties. I end here.